everybody, welcome to this tutorial about frames per second and slow motion. This is the tutorial number 7 of a total 11 tutorials. I'm going to give you an overview of the other tutorials in the end of this tutorial, but right now we are going to do slow motion, and we are going to do slow motion in iMovie, and this is a quick guide, so I'm going to take this really fast. The first I want to show you is if you have a source file, for instance 240 frames per second. This is a source file from the GoPro Hero 3, the black edition. So if you, for instance, want this in 30 frames per second, and 30 frames per second then will give us 8 times slower, then you have to, in iMovie, then you have to put in 12.5%. So this calculation is then done in a more detail in the tutorial number 5, but this calculation is also put it into this slow motion convert table. As you can see here, if you have, for instance, the same as you have 240 frames per second, you want it in 30 frames per second, then you take it 8 times slower, and then you have then 12.5%. If you can take another example, if you have 120 frames per second and want it to be 30 frames per second, then you have 25% in iMovie. So this is for sure possible to download for free at yetanothersolution.blogspot.com. So, but not right now, we are going to do this slow motion in iMovie. So as you can see here, I have a clip here. This is 50 frames per second shot done with Canon 7D. The other movie clip I'm going to test out is the 240 frames per second. So as you can see here on the left hand side here, we have 240 frames per second. And when you can see it in yellow, then you should also check out if the project properties are correct. You have then to have this project have to be empty, because if it's not empty you can't change this. So as you can see here, it's in 24 frames per second, and if you have 50 frames per second, I'm going to slow it down to half speed. I think it's the best to change this to PAL system, so you end up with the 25 frames per second, so you kind of get all the frames per second clean in the end project. So then we take this, I do it like this, select the entire clip, and then put this all way up to the project here, and as you can see, it's in 6 seconds. So when we then go into clip adjustments, we then in the clip adjustment choose the speed here. We then choose 50% with this moving this one, but you can also put it in 50% by using the keyboard. So okay, done. And then we right away have half speed. No, I was testing wrong place, sorry. Here we are. Half speed there. Okay, so then we take that out again, because I think that's enough for that. So now we are going to do some slow motion of the 240 frames per second video shot. So we can then go to the convert table again. I don't know, should we then change it to 8 times slower? Yes, I think we're going to do that. 8 times slower, then we end up with 30 frames per second, and then we have to put in 12.5%. So then we can do the same here. Select our entire clip. Oh no, I almost forgot one thing. You have also to change the project properties, because now we are in 25 frames per second, and I think it's best to change it to 30 frames per second, so it fits together with the end result. Okay, select the entire clip, take all the clip up to the project, and again go in under clip adjustments, and then in the clip adjustments we then select by keyboard, I do it now, 12.5%. Okay, and as you can see there, now it's 15.7 seconds. It should be in 16, but I don't know, maybe it's not all selected. But anyway, now we have it's 8 times slower. So this it's very cool that it's possible to do this in iMovie. I remember that the earlier versions of iMovie was not compatible with more frames per second, but now this is iMovie 11 and that it's compatible with higher frames per second. That's super nice. So we're going to hide that, and then we're going to open the PowerPoint presentation again. I'm going to show you that if you need some source file, some 50 frames or 240 frames per second, just to play around with in iMovie, or maybe some of the other editor you want to test out, you're free to download that at yetanothersolution.blogspot.com. And as told, you can also download this convert table. I hope you find this convert table useful. So this was the tutorial number 7. If you want some more information about frames per second, I really recommend to go to the tutorial number 2. I also recommend you to go to the tutorial number 3, because there we are going more deep into the QuickTime Player. QuickTime Player Pro version is really nice, and really nice to have together with your editor, because it's a really fast way to have a look at your source file in a fast way. And for sure, if you want more details about this convert table and the details around the convert table, I really recommend you to go to the tutorial number 5. Okay, that was it for then. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.